And in keeping with the ongoing list of what I'm going to carry with me, if anybody cares. It's fun. I enjoy doing it, or else I wouldn't do it. Finally, what's in the old backpack? First of all, it's the Z-Packs Arc Haul that I had all that summer. Still going strong. The one thing that did bust was the trampoline back, and the thing on that is to look and check that once in a while right down here. You can kind of see that kind of rubs up against the back pad belt. So check that once in a while. You can probably put a piece of electrical tape around that so it kind of takes away that kind of rubbing. Also, you can just move this up and down so that you don't rub in the same spot. Otherwise, working great. Never had a problem with it. I know I hear people complain about it. They last a long time. So I'll just go over some of the things on it. To start off, I've got the InReach Explorer. I know everybody's got the Mini. I had the Mini too, and man, it's just a pain in the butt to use. This has a better battery. This has a real screen, so it just has real maps on it. In case the phone breaks, I've always got this. It works good. It's 2.5 ounces heavier, so I take 2.5 ounces off of get something else. I usually just carry it in the pocket right down there. I use it every night to message my wife to say I'm just still alive, so she kind of likes that part. On this one, just some hand sanitizer, an REI microfleece. I use this part to wipe my face with. I use right up here to wipe the lens of my iPhone off. If you have a smartphone, I would recommend that once in a while you wipe the little lens because you get your fingerprints on it. You're just putting it in and out of your pocket. It's not like a real camera where you just can't wipe it as well. I do have some umbrella stays right there and there. This is just a bungee that I use for the just handle of the umbrella. I do have a teeny tiny photon light, which probably weighs a gram, just for a little backup. And I have a fourth hook for the umbrella. So this has like a little clamp on it. I don't know where I got this from. I think I just adapted it so that the umbrella kind of stays back. If you don't, it kind of stays forward, so all you see is the front of the umbrella, and you're kind of always having to look under it. It's a pain, but the umbrella's worth it. I do the shoulder pads. I think they're great. I did the just hip belt extra pad. I think it's great. For the East Coast, you just need one, water bottle. On the CDT, I carry 2 on this side, and then an extra water bottle here, and then a 3-liter bag too. But for the East Coast, there's water everywhere, and I don't anticipate there being a big water problem. Up in this one, I carry the Be Free. I'm going to try out the C knock to see how that works. I carry a little baggie. If it's going to freeze, I put the Be Free in the bag with me. On this side, I have my poop bag, which you've all seen. Toilet paper, trowel, hand sanitizer. The umbrella, which is fantastic. I don't know why people come complain about them. I love them. This is a Eurosherm. I tried out the 6 Moons. I didn't really like it that well. I think Eurosherm makes them for like Z-Packs, and it's like one company makes for different folks. And then over here is the tint poles. I just did a view of the Z-Packs duplex standing tint poles, and I'll put a link there for it. I like just ShamWow. I just let it fly out in the back during the day because I usually use it to wipe up in the tent, wipe the condensation. So it's kind of just always flying. I keep a couple baby diapers because I just hook my socks that I just washed before to there, so they kind of fly in the breeze too. When you backpack like this, you wear your house on your back, don't you? In the left belt, I always just carry snacks. In the right belt, I've got a little do-rag. I'm going to take a little Joby iPhone tripod I don't know what it weighs, an ounce. I mean, it's just teeny. I always carry my headphones. This. I've tried the wireless. I've even got a pair of iPod Pros. They fall out of my ear. You always got to recharge them. I'm so used to using these from my training hikes that it's just normal now. And I carry a mask for what that's worth these days. I don't know how much that's gonna be useful. I carry like a little temperature gauge, which is made by Accurite. It tells the low point and the high point for the past 24 hours and the current temperature. There's a new one out. I saw that, the teardrop or something, and I like this better. So getting into the back of the backpack, I'm going to try out the bot. The bot is a titanium cook pot which can seal itself. I like to cold soak, but I also like to cook too. So it's like the perfect thing. For those who just bring cold soaking and don't bring a way to cook food, I think about that for a second, because I've been there where I just had cold soaked food. It would be like 40 degrees. You start to just shiver a little bit. It's like 5 o'clock. You haven't had dinner yet. You got some cold soaking stuff in the pack here, but it's 40 degrees outside, and the cold soaked food is like 40 degrees too. So and your core is going down. So you put 40-degree food inside your core, man, you can tell it. I would just shiver for like an hour before I kind of warmed up that food that went down there. There are two ways to control that when you're at that point. One is to do push-ups, or jog, or do burpees. The other one is to eat hot food. So I guess the other thing you could do would be to eat power bars, but I've been there to where if you don't have a way to get something hot inside you, man, that's a tough spot, because everything inside you is just saying to eat, and then you're looking at the food and it's 40 degrees, and you're going, I don't really want to put that in. So the ability to heat something is really good. Now when it's 90 degrees, you're not going to want to do that. It's fun, just cold soak, but I'm anticipating it being cold for a long time, maybe until July probably. Even then, I don't trust it. I'm spoiled. I admit it. I'm spoiled from the just CDT and the PCT. Weather's always nice. It barely rains. In Colorado, it rained every day, but it would only rain for like an hour from 2 to 4 o'clock. So I'm not used to being cold all the time, which I'm anticipating that coming up. So the bot. The big complaint about the bots is that it's kind of a rough closure. You can kind of hear it kind of sounds like just gravel, and that's after I buffed the threads. Some folks say that they can't get the lid off, and my theory on that is that what they probably did was they were at 6,000 feet, they put the lid on and put it on tight, and then they walked down to 1,000 feet. It's like when your grandma cans a mason jar, there's kind of a vacuum. Not a true vacuum, but there's less pressure inside the bot than there is on the outside, and it kind of locks that top on. One way to probably defeat that would be to not just screw it down so tightly when you're about to walk down. There is a little O-ring in it, and I thought that if you had a pin, and I do, you could probably just slide the pin under that ring and just let the pressure come up inside of it. So inside I've got your basic fuel rag, and I'm going to try out the Soto Wind Master. So that's it. It looks really well made. I like that it's got a little self clicker. It does come with this little piece which does go on there, which is a pain, but try it out. So I also have the BRS, and the BRS is great. I mean, it's good. It sucks in the wind. So this is the Wind Master. So, and I've tried it out in the wind here, and it does tend to work better, just because it's got a very close quarters to that top of the pot. The farther away off the pot you get, the more wind can affect it. So that's my cook kit. I'm taking camp shoes. These are just some old Teva Universals that I had, as I said, I'm spoiled by the PCT and the CDT, and that your feet usually aren't wet. And I'm just anticipating my feet being wet for like a week. So I don't really like camp shoes, but I'm used to having dry ultras when I walk into camp. I don't think that's going to occur much. So got to be ready to take on that thing. I've got some clogs. Clogs are so bulky. I tried out the Zero shoes, and the problem with those kind of shoes, and even Tevas, is if you want to use them to get up in the middle of the night, you're fiddling with the Zero straps, trying to get it to. It's just a pain. You just can't slip the shoe on. That's the problem with other sandals, and that's what's so great about Crocs. You just slip your foot in and you're gone. They're good in town. I mean, if they weren't so bulky. I think Crocs does have some less bulkier slip-on ones, but I don't know. I may not take these. We'll see. I'll just take them to start with and just see how it goes. I always keep trash on the outside of my bag. I've got a duplex Dyneema footprint for the tent. I used Cryo Pro last year. Yeah, it's great. It's a bear in the wind. You got to put 4 big rocks and it's blowing all over. This at least has little loops you can throw in a shepherd's hook. The Cryo weighs 1.5 ounces. This weighs 3. I've also got Tyvek in the same size, and it weighs about 5 3/4 ounces. So this is really almost half as light as Tyvek is. And footprints are great. I use the just Thermarest Z-Lite last year to take breaks with. You just lay it out. It is like 12 ounces, I think. This is 1.5, and a lot less bulky. So I'm going to use this to take breaks with. You just lay it out on the ground, put the backpack up, sleep. I generally, if I can lay down, I will. If I can sleep, I will. There's an old saying in the military: never run when you can walk, never walk when you can stand, never stand when you can sit down, never sit down when you can lie down, and never lie down when you can sleep, and never pass up clean water. So whenever I lie down, I try to just want to take a nap and just truly rest. So I'm going to try out this, and I'm always happy with Dyneema. Speaking of Dyneema, so there's a Dyneema pack cover. Now the Arcol is water resistant, but as I said, I've got so much stuff back in here. I don't want to take it all out and put it inside the pack. I've done that before, where I take the tin out, which is inside, and put it outside and put all this stuff in outside. I'd rather just do it this way. So I tried this out on the Continental, or on the California Coastal Trail, and the wind was just howling, maybe 50 miles per hour, and it didn't blow off. And it worked really well. Man, it's just, I forget the weight, 1 ounce. I mean, it's just like air. So I'm going to take that with me. It's no big deal if it just drizzles. On the PCT, you wouldn't need it, but on the AT, I would definitely. From what I've seen, I lived in Pennsylvania for 4 years, and it rains like heck, but I never had to go out and walk in it with a backpack. So I'm going to try out that. I love my little Z-Packs kilt. It's close. Kilt. You're gonna get wet feet. You're gonna get wet legs. I've got the lower legs for my REI Sahara pants, but I never take them because if it's raining, the lower legs just get disgusting. And what are you gonna? You can't clean them. As where my legs, I can just wipe them off of the mud. But the kilt works real good. It might get a little bit sweaty right here where the belt rides, but it works really good. Towards the rain, I've got the Light Equipment Visp. Love it. Never had a problem with it. Never felt it wet through. Never felt sweaty in it. The inside feels pretty soft. It's not like wearing a trash bag. The only thing I wish it came with a little stuff pack for its own a pocket for it to where you can just stuff it down. The Outdoor Research jackets do that. I don't know why they didn't want to just put in a 1/4 ounce more for a pocket. So I had to go out and get a thing to hold it in. I've got the Versalite Mont Belt pants. They're like 5 ounces. I might not bring those. They're the best for cold. Usually my legs are okay as long as my chest is warm and my neck and head is warm. My legs are okay. They're good for mosquitoes, but there won't be that, I'm thinking, for a while. and I have REI Gore-Tex mittens. So you join those with the Montvale fleece, and that makes a pretty doggone warm and dry hand setup. So going into the depths of the pack. So usually on top I keep the tent. This is the Z-Pex Duplex, and I just did a review of the way I use that with the freestanding poles, and I'll leave a link right down there. I always keep the tent on the very top, tip-top tippy. Why? Because the first thing you do when it's raining, when you get in camp, is put the tent up. You don't go put the tent down on the bottom, and you got to pull all your junk out while it's raining in the mud, just to get down to the tent. So the way I do it is I throw the tent up, throw everything in the backpack in the tent, and then go and fish around and do stuff. But I never kind of do a pack explosion in the rain. I keep a puffy close to the top. This is in light and equipment torrent. Everybody's got one. It is crazy light. It's real fluffy too. Boy, it's like, but it's crazy light. Again, I usually wear the Enlightened Equipment or the Feathered Friends EOS. That's down. I'm anticipating that probably won't work so hot when it's been four days in the rain. So I'm gonna give this a try. I have I've got my tent stakes, and I bought the wider top bag. I just had the old one, which was about that wide, and it was a total pain. If you don't have the wide bag yet, break down and buy it, because it's just when I first put the stakes in there, it was like, so nice. Anyway, I just use two. I just two different ones I use, basically, just shepherd hooks, and these are a stake made by TNH. Anyway, it's just got one little hook, if I can show that. One hook, and just the other two don't have hooks. I don't use MSR groundhogs because they've got 3 notches, and when you're pounding it in with a rock, which I do with these all the time, on the MSR groundhogs, they'll just tend to bend right down there. So I've never had a problem. I mean, that's pretty worn out. I pounded it through rocks and everything. Hole's great. T&H. I'll leave a link below for that. Your basic bear bag barge. Yeah. So and inside is the rucksack, and I put the bear bag line around a little thing called a bobbies, and I did a review of this, and I'll leave a link up above. It's basically just a spool, and it just, when you get to camp and the bear bag line is in 27 knots and you're tired, it's like, so that's a keeper. So usually when I'm by myself, I don't always hang. Usually there are no trees to hang on anyway. You've got to get better at being good with your food. So Andrew Skurka and Cam Honan wrote a couple really nice articles on basically how to live with bears and carry your food. So I'll leave links to those below. But basically, if I'm by myself, I feel pretty confident in my ability to just keep things just scentless. It's only when I'm camping in really established camps. When you're new, it feels like if you're camping around other people, that's the safest place. No, that's the most dangerous place, because people's got all kinds of food laying around. They're just eating. And all the animals around there are habituated to that campsite, that shelter, that place. If I'm just out walking on the trail and I see up on a hill that there's a nice flat woods, I'll just walk up there and pitch my tent. And there are no animals up there that are used to people being there if you're a mile or two away from the closest campsite. It's complex. I don't want to get into it, but basically the most dangerous place you can camp is with other people in a shelter with norovirus and COVID. Rats, bats, hogs, dogs, bears, everything wants to go there because that's where the food is. It's like, why do you rob banks? Because that's where the money is. So I towards that end, I carry a lot of stuff in odor-proof bags. And the one I've been using lately is the smelly-proof smelly proof bag. Works great. It's a lot more durable than the odor-proof bags that they've got at REI. This is food for three days. Usually I'm not that hungry for the first couple of weeks when I go out, and I've got weight to lose anyway. In this, I've got the just hyper light food bag. I like it because you can kind of put your hand in it too, as you eat, so that you just put your food bag in there and you're just kind of eating. So you're not having to hold on to just piping hot food. It's got also a little clip so that you can just you cook your dinner, you can just put it in there and then just go do other things. Usually I stop about a mile or two before I'm going to camp. If I'm going to camp by myself, I don't eat in camp. I don't carry very highly smelly food, and I'll just stop a mile or two before I get there. So I've got some Mountain House. Back when I bought a whole bunch of Mountain House, so I've got a bunch of stuff that I paid for a long time ago. I like Pro meals. My favorite is the peanut butter and chocolate. Very, very tasty. Oh, a couple just Swiss Miss, nice. A couple, electrolyte drinks. Everybody's favorite Spam and some pink salmon. I have 3 breakfasts, which are basically granola, which I can also, because I've got the cook pot, I can add hot water if I'm chilled. So past that, it's pretty much just a pod, my sleeping pad, and the bag. So the pod has just several things in it, as you can imagine. This is by also just Hyperlight. So one of them is my pillow. This is done by Cocoon. I tried the Trekology and all that. It was okay. This one has a just softer top. I'll just spend a short minute talking about. I got this thing where when I lay on my ear, I guess when you get old, you get crazy, weird things. When I lay on my ears, it gets really sore. So I bought a pillow for my bed here. That they come built in with ear holes, and boy, that feels amazing. And you sleep about 10 times better. So I was trying to find one for the a backpacking blow-up pillow. I got there were like 4 or 5 I tried. They were like $6-7, and none of them, they just all suck. So I thought, well, I'll just get a piece of foam and then do the same thing. So I just put that inside. So inside I just kind of find that, and that does help a lot. Probably won't apply to young folks who watch this, but for me it works. Towards that I have another pillow which I put between my knees. When you're old, the sleeping is important. There's nothing more important on the trail than being able to sleep. It's how you recover. If you don't sleep well, you're not going to recover, and bad things tend to start to occur. I've got the lighting equipment booties. I don't carry the big, thick wool socks. I like having 3 pairs of socks that I can actually wear, and the big, thick wool socks would be too tough to wear in my shoes. So, as I say, I wash my socks out. I'll put it on the back of the backpack, and then when those are dry, I'll put these on. In the morning, I don't have to put on cold socks because they're already warmed up, so I can put my feet, even if my shoes are frozen, they don't feel that bad because my socks are warm. So this works for me. Also, if the socks are dirty, this doesn't get the bag as dirty. I do carry, it's a total luxury item, which is a spare pair of shorts. These are Patagonia baggy, 5 inches seam. Boy, my just trail shorts at times get disgusting, and it is a real boost to just be able to wash them out and put them on the back of my pack and let them dry. But you got to wear something. It's tough to just hike nude. And if I don't get these too dirty, I can also wear them in town while I wash stuff. So yeah, it's a probably a 6 ounce, 5 ounces, but I like it. I do carry the Western Mountaineering silk bag liner for my Western Mountaineering bag. Everybody says, well, this will increase your just bag temperature rating down to 5, and I know I've got a reactor which they say will take it down 10 degrees below what it's rated for. I think all of those basically will give you about 5 degrees. Reactor has like a fleece lined one, which is really big and bulky, but I don't want to drag that. I don't think I'll need it. The Western Mountaineering bag I got just should be fine. But these are so much better. I would highly recommend these because your bag stays cleaner. You can just throw out this in the wash. It is washable. I've never had a problem trying to wash it. And it gives you that little bit more heat. In the summertime, maybe I won't even use the bag. Maybe I'll just use this if I'm hot. I keep my electronics in here, by far the heaviest thing in my backpack besides water. So inside are two 10,000 milliamp hour Nike Core batteries, and I did a review of this stuff, and I'll leave that link up on here. I keep a general bag of stuff which has my first aid. I'll do it real quick. Just in tiny, small. So I keep a tiny Sharpie and extra bottle cap, a few pieces of paper in case I have to write a note, and some extra ear plugs, which I probably would just give to somebody who didn't bring them. I've got a first aid kit which I won't go into. It's just more than just needs to be talked about. Fire kind of a kit, a lighter, and a couple wet fires just in case the stuff hits the fan, and kind of a general fix-it kit, some twine, some crazy glue, a couple zip ties. What else? There's a little bobbin of black thread and a sewing needle. Going to try out the just Thermarest auto inflator. They make a bag for it too, but it, oddly enough, weighs about the same thing. So, well, let's try it. I may ditch it. I don't know. So there's the 2 extra Darn Tough socks for those cold nights or cold mornings. These are some leggings that are by Kuyu, if I get that name right. What's nice about these is that they zip down the side all the way. So with regular leggings, you've got to take off your shoes, take off your shorts, pull the leggings up, pull your shorts up, put your shoes back on. With these, you can just pull down your shorts and put them on, or say in the morning when it just starts to warm up, you pull down your shorts. Now you got to do that somewhere where it's halfway private, and then just zip down both legs, pull it out, just store it in the backpack, pull up your shorts. You don't even need to take your backpack off. So they are probably 4 ounces, and it's probably something that I'll ditch when it gets about June or so. And towards the cold stuff too, this is a Montbell merino wool long sleeve quarter zip that I bought several years ago. They don't even make them, but yeah, between here and this, those will both go once it just starts to get remotely warm. Packing for cold and hot temperatures is weird. A pee bottle. If you don't use those yet, give it a try. You'll love it. Towards cold, this is the Thermarest X-Therm. So I had a Big Agnes AXL, and I've not had so much luck with that. I've gone through 4 of them, so I'm not going to try to take that again. I got a Big Agnes SLX, which has an R value of 3.5, and it weighs 1/2 ounce more than this, and this R value is 6.9. So these are known to be very, very durable, very strong. People have just hiked the entire AAT with with them. They've got the new valve, which is supposed to be the better thing. I put a piece of Velcro right on the top, so that matches with my pillow, which has a piece of Velcro, so it doesn't just come off. But I probably won't just switch this out. I'll probably keep this the entire time. And lastly is my sleeping bag, which is the Western Mountaineering Alpenlight. And it's in I think it's a Sea Summit. This is a Sil nylon compression sack, which weighs like 2.5 ounces, so they're really light. I think they do make some Dyneema now, but it's like a 1/4 ounce less, and it's not that big of a deal. So, and I did a review on my sleeping bag, and I'll leave links to that up there too. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I just wanted to get these gear things done before I get too busy, and then I won't want to do it. So I hope that helps somebody, and we'll see you hopefully out on the trail. Bye bye.